What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunched Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Jake Paul, the problem child, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. They fought, and let me counterpunch. First off, a lot of people are trying to decipher if this fight was on the fix. Was it a scripted narrative that went in Jake Paul's favor? And I'm still across the fence with it, but I can tell you how the fight unraveled. This was a one-sided boxing lesson, except for -2 rounds. Jake Paul jabbed, boxed, moved, and when in any type of pressure, clinched. Pretty much that was that. Julio Cesar Chavez, he is supposed to have personal issues, substance abuse problems, struggles, challenges, those type of things. 39 years of age. I didn't know he was that old. I thought he was a lot younger. Taking on Jake Paul, which is a lot younger. 27, I think, 26, 27. He was outworked, he was outboxed, and most of the fight, he was a human punching bag. He did not throw a jab. He might have threw 2 or 3 jabs the whole fight, which is stupid. You always jab with a jabber. Anybody with any type of sense knows that. That's why, hopefully, this is a fixed fight. Because if it's not a fixed fight, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was trying the best of his ability to get the job done, it was a piss poor attempt. Yeah. And to be fair, in rounds 9 and 10, he did try. I think he tried more in round 9 than round 10, but he did land some shots on Jake Paul. I don't know if he had any effect on Jake Paul or not. I just thought that he could have did more. However, who I feel sorry for is Senor Leyenda, Mr. Legend here, Julio Cesar Chavez Sr., because, watching your son after you've had a historic career, having sons that come up under you that are fighters, that's all you have is what you have produced and poured into your sons. And you watch your son get beat by a guy that is known to be a YouTuber / fighter, and you watch him getting beat round by round. It has to do something to you. So I feel bad for Chavez Sr. because he had to watch his son in a fight that it looked one-sided as the fight that we witnessed. Why do you figure people thought it was a scripted fight? Because in spots it sounded and it felt like that because Chavez really wasn't doing anything. He wasn't establishing the jab. I know this is Chavez, so he's not really that dude anyway. But I think him being 39 years of age, nothing to lose, getting $1.5 million for fighting Jake Paul, you would think that he would do and put up more effort than we've seen him do. But that's not the case. I think, if anything, it is what it is. We've seen Chavez Jr. lackluster performance. Hell, he quit against Danny Jacobs. So when I thought of those and I put those all together, a guy that's supposed to have issues outside the ring and this, that, and the other, this may be going exactly the way I thought it was. It's not a surprise to me, right? Either one way or the other. If he tried to fight and win and he lost and he came up short, or it was scripted, it might have all been the same shit. He lost. He lost to Jake Paul. Jake Paul didn't call out anyone, honestly. But, he says he's in a division for a reason. So let's see if he's actually serious about that, besides taking on guys that are way past their prime and shit like that. So, hell, even a Tommy Fury rematch would be credited because, Tommy was a guy that has a win over him. So you can't call that scripted, right? So I have to remind people of that. But No lackluster performance, shut in for Jake Paul. He wins again. The problem child is still the problem child. You guys tell me what you think about this particular fight between Jake Paul and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!